Hi everybody, this is Isaac with another TechHub.training video. This time I'm going to be going over the Mad Libs help scenario and walk you through how I program this challenge, and I'll take it piece by piece. I'll show you the final solution code, comment some stuff off, and sort of show you how I tend to develop programs like these. So we'll go ahead and pull that up. Perfect. So we can see here that I have, don't know why that was showing up. So we have the finished code here, and we have this, which is where all of the print statements that I do. Keep in mind that each sort of environment that you code in Python is going to look a little bit different. A lot of you may have done this in Google Colab or Jupyter Notebooks, and it would look similar. The print would just come down below. I'm programming in a PyCharm, which is an IDE that I use for Python. It's my preferred one. You can sound off in the comments if I'm wrong, because people tend to be very opinionated when it comes to which IDE to use. But I prefer this one. I like it, like the way it looks. It's working really well for me. And I'll kind of show you how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this. I'm going to do Control and then /, and that actually comments everything out. So I'll uncomment it out. As you can see here, if I run it, doesn't do anything, and it's finished. Process finished with exit code 0, meaning it worked. But I commented everything out, so it's not really doing anything. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you piece by piece how this works. So we'll go print.noun.head. Run that again with a quick Shift-Enter, just showing those first 5 rows of that data frame that I read in. So you can see here that it connected with the Excel sheet that was given in the data. For yours, it won't say X. It'll say whatever the challenge number is. During the development, we just do it X just to make it easy for posting. And you can see I have another piece right there that does the sheet name and goes for each of the sheet names. And if I switch this from noun to adjective, it would change over to the other one, and it prints over there, and it looks like it's working just great. So I have 3 data frames read in for each of the 3 sheets that are there. Go ahead and uncomment this out, and this converts all of the data frame to a list. I can show you the difference there. I gotta print it first. Print data frame dot adjective, and then I'll do a character in a string format. You do \n, and that'll just do a new line, and I'll print adjective list. So you can see there, that's the first 100 rows or so, and it also shows that tactical, but you can see that little spot right there. There's a little bit of white space there, so it's coming in a little bit funny from that data frame. So we want to fix that real quick, and you can see something similar with all of those lists right there. So I have this piece of code right here that takes the list that I've already created, and this is a little bit of a for loop right there. So it'll just loop through all 100 items in each of these lists, and it'll take the string for each of the strings in the list, and then it'll take that string dot strip. You've probably seen it a little bit more in this format. So for string in noun list right there. But this is just a little bit of a quick one-line way to create some code like that. And you can see here, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do noun list, print out. So that'll print it after it's been cleaned, and we'll print it before it's been cleaned, just to show the difference. See there? Gets rid of that white space right there. Lots of prints when I'm developing code, just to make sure that everything is doing exactly what I think it's going to be doing. So we'll go ahead and create the function to see and make sure that that's all working. So we'll go piece by piece. You can see here that it'll take the choice and input, and it'll take some user input, and this is the string that it reads every time that it prints. It'll say select a noun, adjective, or verb. This right here will get rid of any of the white space that prints before or after that, and this will actually make the choice upper. So I can kind of show incrementally how that will work. Just print choice, print choice. We'll pop one more there, so it'll show you how it manipulates that string. So it'll just be 3 of the same in a row, And if the choice is in this and it matches one of these three strings, it'll actually break this loop. Otherwise, it'll just go right past that if statement and say print, please input noun, adjective, or verb. Just ask it again, and it'll redo the choice. So we'll just go ahead and run that over again. Why is it doing that? That's interesting. That's skipping right over. Oh, that's because I haven't called the statement there. So because it's in this function that I've created, def Mad Libs, I never called Mad Libs like I did there at the bottom, so it never ran it. Okay, so see, please select either noun, either a noun, adjective, or a verb. I'm going to do space, space, N-O-U-N. Actually, I'm gonna do it all lowercase just to demonstrate it. And I'm just inputting it there. Again, it may look a little bit different when you're inputting it, but that's just sort of one of the quirks of the IDE that I'm working in. Click enter. So let's see, it has that space, strips that white space, and then puts it to upper, and it broke because it was where it needed to be. So that's perfect. And so now it's going to test and make sure that with each of these if statements, it's going to check whether it was one of those three. And if it was one of those three, it's going to pick a random dot choice from the noun list, random dot choice from adjective, verb, assign that to the variable word, calls the function, print word, and yeah, so that's how the function works. So it's going to randomly assign one of the ones from the list, if choice verb, if choice adjective, if choice noun, and work it. So let's see if that should work correctly. Input 1, 2, 3. See, it's printing those because I have those still in there. Classic. Let's run that again. Just stop that, kill it, run it again. 1, 2, 3. That's not on the list, so it's going to say that. In reality, I probably don't need that statement right there, but just to sort of show you that it goes to there and then it reloops back, it'll show you. I'll ask for it again. This time I'm going to give it 2 spaces and then do verb transplant, which is one of the words in the verb list. Run it again. Adjective, provoking. And you can see that would work very nicely to input any of the information that you need for a Mad Lib. There's quite a few ways you can do this. There's probably some easier ways. I tend to be a little bit lengthier than I need to be in my solutions. So sound off in the comments if you found a quicker way to do this. This is the way I ended up building it. And I know a couple different people built it just slightly different than me. And like I said, you don't really need probably to have that print statement there. And that's something I may take out if I was to relook at this problem. But that's sort of the way of code development, isn't it? Again, sound off in the comments if you have any different ways of doing it. And that's all for now.